Welcome everybody. It's a very cold, rainy November evening. This is our very first open lecture, and we have Dr. Susan Greener with us tonight, and the topic is going to be developing people for work, new vocationalism and techniques for learning inside and outside of the workplace. Sue, according to her big work here, which I've got, you see.
Oh, that's sneaky.
I know. She's been professionally involved with learning for a long time. We'll just say that.
Very long.
Very, very long time. Yeah. She teaches here at the university and also at our Hastings campus, both undergraduates and postgraduates. But she also teaches over in France. And she teaches international human resource management in our partner universities in Lille and Nice, which is very exciting, very nice. She also runs a consultancy business with her husband called That's it, Positive Images as well, which is fantastic. So she brings an awful lot of experience with her tonight, so I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy her presentation. There is one thing that's very, very interesting about Sue as well, which she puts down on her bibliography, which I know about, okay? Which is she's also the breeder of pedigreed South Down sheep. So if anybody wants to have any information about sheep, okay, might not be human resources management, Sue's your woman, okay? All right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think this is going to be quite an enjoyable session. I'm staying, so I'm going to be here and observing as well. So
You're going to be so disappointed.
I don't
know there's sheep in this one.
No sheep, no sheep.
We can arrange it later if you like.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Can you hear me? That is fantastic. That's very helpful. Chap at the back and nodded. Please keep going, and if you can't hear me, will you start waving? That is. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. Right, I'm Sue, and as Julie says, I've been around the business school for a while, since the early 90s, in fact. That's a very long time. And I've been teaching and delivering learning since much earlier. Well, the 70s probably, so that puts me as antediluvian. But that's not what interests me. What interests me is what happens right now. What interests me is technology for learning, particularly, and how that affects the real world, how that affects you, how that affects universities, and how that affects workplaces. And if you like, that's where we are today. Now, I'm going to be using a Prezi. If you've seen Prezis before, I'm sure you may have, but they're Zooming presentations. So if you have a slight tendency to feel a little nauseous, please look away when I switch. Okay, so the aim of this lecture, we're looking at links between three things. We're looking at the links between the way you personally learn, the way you learn at university, and the way you learn for the workplace. And what I'm trying to do is put all these things together. They seem quite disparate, but we'll have a go. And I just want you to come with me on a journey through these three areas, these three phases, straight up the staircase on my Prezi, and we'll start looking at real learning. We start, though, by looking at learning in organisations, because we're a business school, aren't we? And you're learning to be business graduates, and you will be leading businesses throughout this century. And that's pretty scary for me as well as for you. So we need to share some ideas about how organisations learn. And those organisations might be farms, they might be creameries, they might be global businesses, they might be people like Amex down the road, they might be hospitals. They could be any size, any shape, anywhere. And you're going to be fit to work in all of them. So we need to explore how people learn in them, because without learning and talent development, you don't get learning in businesses. Businesses, although they're legal entities, as a legal entity it doesn't learn. It is the people in that business that learn. And unless you crack the code as to how those people learn, how you get learning into the people in organisations, you don't have organisations which are fit for purpose, let alone sustainable organisational performance. So let's start then with you and technology and how you learn. And this is going to be interesting. Well, as you'll see there, let's move back a bit. That's jumped, and I didn't want it to jump. There we go. I would suggest that that's probably fairly normal for learning. And certainly in a lecture last week in Hastings, I was mentioning, it was a town in Germany that I'd worked in long time ago, and I could not remember the name of the town. Within 15 seconds he'd got me the answer because I said it was twinned with another town, and he'd used Google and he'd looked it up, which was fantastic. That's what I love about using technology, and I guess lecture notes come in handy for you as well, occasionally. Total and utter silence. I could never achieve that in my family. But I can achieve it in a lecture theatre. Yes. Right. Do you ever use lecture notes for learning? No.
Yes.
Yes. One yes. I had one courageous yes. Thank you very much. Well, at least somebody does. That's really nice. That's one way you learn. And it may not be the only way. Okay, we might need to skip over this one as well. Perhaps you don't go to the library much. Have you been to the library? This is a picture of our library in case you've not seen it. Okay. Of course we're going to use notes and we're going to use the library. But I want to know what you use for learning. So I want to do something which is going to get you to talk to me. And since I anticipated you might be a little quiet, we're now going to ask you please to pull out your mobile if you have texting capability. Anyone not got texting capability? We have the skills, we have the technology. Get your mobiles out, please. And if you're on Twitter, you can tweet. See, you can tweet over there. That gives you a number. And if you're not on Twitter, that's fine. You can text me. This is the number you're texting to. 044 624 806 527. Can you see that all right? Yeah? So that's the number you're texting to. Then you put that number in. Well, you've tweeted already. Brilliant. I haven't got it yet, though. Can't have. 119051. And then tell me what technology you're currently using. It doesn't have to be on the top there. So please, I'm waiting for your answers. I promise you it will work. He says about to retire. Between 119051 and the application. Also, if you're on space. Oh, the app code. Is app code space 1191? Then you message it. Great, thank you. I'm glad you're using a mobile and a live phone. That's lovely. I want some more, please. Thank you. Oh, loads of iPhones. We have Steve Jobs followers in the audience, obviously. That's great. Any more? Excellent. Smartphone, laptop, iPad, iPhone and laptop. Excellent. Haven't seen a lot of tablets up there yet. Not yet. That's very helpful. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. Samsung Galaxy, that's really helpful. It's nice to know. And is that one? As you can see, you put what you like up there, but it would be helpful if you just gave me an answer. iPad, smartphone and laptop, that's good. And I'm really happy to have the brand of your smartphone because it helps me pick up an idea of the people I'm talking to. Have we got any more due to come in here? I don't think body language is actually it, yeah? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. So far, apart from the obvious, I've got 2 Blackberries.
Sheep.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever tried using, actually my sheep are very technological. They have e-numbers. In fact, they have swallowed a little computer so that they can be barcoded. It's very sad farming these days. Okay, so we've got some interesting ideas. Thank you very much. Okay. Do you use them in class? Apart from today? Yes? No? How many yeses? How many no's? What about all the other people? You don't have them? Is that right?